Hi everybody, welcome to PBTP, Powered by the Players. Powered by the Players is an actual play podcast featuring mini campaigns and one-shots of all your favorite PBTA games. Each campaign or one-shot will be a different Powered by Apocalypse game with a rotating cast of diverse players. Let's power up!
What's up everyone? This is Kristen, your producer for Powered by the Players. Before we jump into the episode, there are a few things that I want to talk with you about. The first is a friendly reminder that Jiangxi, Blood in the Banquet Hall, is still on Kickstarter. It funded on its first day and has reached 12 of its stretch goals so far. Both Morgan, our GM, and myself wrote for this game, and we would be thrilled if you would consider backing the Kickstarter or telling a friend about it. Next up is the new Kids on Bikes actual play podcast, Christmastide, Ohio. Our Powered by the Players host, Diana, and Kate, who is a friend of the Roll to Play Network, have created this fantastic and unique actual play podcast. You can find Session 0 and Episode 1 of Christmastide, Ohio right now wherever you get your podcasts. Finally, a reminder that this one-shot of Bluebeard's Bride that you're about to listen to is a horror game. As we do with every game on PBTP, lines and veils were discussed during Session 0, but not aired on the episode to protect the player's privacy. Safety tools, including the X card, are also being utilized. If you have any discomfort with horror games, we completely understand and suggest you listen to our Masks campaign or any one of the wonderful podcasts we've promoted recently. After this one shot, we'll be back with a different PBTA game, which we'll announce in just 2 weeks. And with all that out of the way, let's join the bride as she starts to explore Bluebeard's mansion.
As you, the bride, stands in the entryway, looking down the rows of hallways, with the heft of the key ring in your hand, Virgin, you currently have the ring. Oh, this is to describe the ring. That means you are the one in the driver's seat. You have endless possibilities of this house. What key do you pull out?
I feel like if this is taking place from a point in the story, then perhaps look for some sort of a day room or like a activity, like, you know, some place like a sunroom or something. So you know what I mean?
What kind of key do you think reflects that room?
I think the key would be maybe have on the, I forget what the term is, but on, you know, the bulb part of the key, not the part that goes into the lock, it has a sort of a solar theme. So like maybe it's a half sun with like rays fanning out in like 180. And actually is made of like citron or like some sort of like a nice sparkly yellow key, like a gemstone that almost feels a little warm to the touch, like a sun.
So it's warm to the touch, it's bright, it's cheerful.
Yeah, and it fills me at the moment with warmth of, oh, this must be where, you know, the noble ladies must go and, you know, do needlepoint or something.
I agree. I think it would be nice to have a little bit of sunshine. It'd be nice to be doing some reading, perhaps, keep our mind busy.
Yes, while we wait for our dear husband to return.
Oh, please. Must we pick somewhere so droll?
You'll get your turn for Tal.
Well, I suppose I can look at locations where we can have some playtime in this room, I suppose.
Well, the lounge does seem like a very nice place to lounge. Perhaps some music. Maybe there might even be a piano to serenade us.
The mother just sighs and rolls her eyes at all of you.
Remember that time, you know, when we saw You Know Who's? day room, and there was that grand fort day. I don't know, it's fort or forte.
It is Forte. I read it in a book once.
How
In your
do you
books.
how do you hear in your books?
Well, you just have to be confident with the pronunciation, darling.
Huh.
Grand Forte.
I suppose it's an Italian term, I think. I wouldn't know.
And which you know who is this? There's been so many you know who's.
You know.
There's been a few too many you know who's.
Oh, mother.
Don't give me that tone.
I will admit I don't know which one it is either, Virgin. You'll have to clue us up a little.
See?
No, the last one. The one that, was everyone liked.
Oh.
I hope everyone liked.
Them.
Did we
yes.
like them?
I thought you
Did
did.
we?
I thought they were the one.
A bit.
Oh.
They were tolerable, so I guess that's close to like.
I agree. They weren't on our level, intellectually speaking.
Not like husband. Husband really
Mm,
likes our food. That's A+.
That is
Well,
true.
They had really nice hands that played the piano well.
That's enviable for sure. I can see why you would enjoy that.
What do you think, Vital, of the previous?
I think I agree with you, Witch. He was a bit too droll even for all of us, and that's saying a lot.
Well, no matter. We're here now.
I wonder how many rooms are in this place, do you think?
I've lost count. I don't think there'll be 1 million, though.
There's probably countless, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's a few passageways as well.
Hidden passageways. Ooh.
Probably. If only for servants and the like.
Are we allowed to go there? I know there's a lot of nobles who are like, it's beneath them to go to the servants' passageways.
Oh, but we're not like that.
We can go wherever we desire.
Exactly. Yes, he gave us, our lovely husband gave us the permission to go wherever we want, except for that one place. And if there's a few passageways, here or there, we should be fine.
Yes, and look how heavy that key ring is. There's plenty of time and rooms to explore.
It's not like he's going to be back tomorrow or anything like that.
Yes, he said what? What did he say? At least weeks? And I know this is me we're talking about, but don't you think it's a bit odd about how he acted? I mean, we didn't even consummate, and then he's gone the next. Like, what is
I
that?
thought you liked that about him.
Well,
That he
but
was
we're
so
married.
respectful.
But that was the courting. Marriage is another thing entirely, Virgin.
Maybe he was
Perhaps.
being respectful. We haven't known each other that long.
Yes, give us our space and whatnot.
It's literally been a week since we laid eyes on him.
Well, that's the thing. Wouldn't you want to get to know each other more? I just find it really...
There's more than one way to get to know someone.
I wonder if he expects us to clean every room. That's a lot of rooms to clean.
Then what are the servants for?
We certainly won't make a mess. You know better than that.
Mother won't let us, that's for sure.
You're right about that.
Remember that time we tried to play with chocolate, molten chocolate, and it didn't turn out so well and it just looked like something else?
I mean, I did read the recipe quite a few times and it still didn't come out right.
That was a difficult day in the kitchen.
Oh, but it tasted so good.
As you go through the hallways with this key in hand, you move through and you eventually find a door that matches the key. It's a double door with a white oak frame and glass interiors is decorated by straight and sinuous lines in a seductive composition. The handles are made of glass and must be handled gently. The room, and once you put the key, it fits right in.
I very gingerly open the door.
Yeah, the room beckons, you enter, and the door closes behind you. You were thinking of more of a grand sort of day room, but this one is sort of smaller. It's a minuscule tea room. It's open with the glass windows throughout. It's almost like a solarium, I think is what it's called. On one of the actual walls is there's cabinets full of delicate china, hand painted with butterflies, kittens, and foxes and chicks. And on those walls that are walls and not glass, very feminine blue floral damask wallpaper covers all the walls and the floors. Despite it being so open and free, the air is close, suffocating, and you have issues breathing here. Everything here is delicate, and you're unsure that the slightest movement on your part will cause disaster, breaking all the undervalued china around you, burying you beneath its thousand sharp pieces. As if this were not enough, a massive blue silk sofa with a back that curves like butterfly wings occupies the rest of the available space. Beside it is a small wooden table, and is with a teapot with a golden gilt lid and a golden teacup.
I sort of try to breathe, and it feels stuffy. Mm-hmm. And I gingerly make my way across the room to the windows to try to maybe kind of open it and let some air in.
As you move across the room and try to let the air in, the windows don't move.
Oh, I guess this is a little... When I thought of day room and sunlight, I didn't imagine that without the windows being able to open, it would become quite hot in here.
This room definitely needs to be cleaned up and aired out. This is quite stuffy, but it has potential.
There is some tea. Perhaps some fluids might help. I will make my way over to the couch and the tea set.
Would you look at that, sister? Is that gold? Talk about ostentatious,
Well, he is a lord,
I suppose.
And I guess if there is tea in it, start to make myself some tea.
As you pick up the teapot and start to pour it out, instead of tea being poured out, it's actually like a viscous, like, congealment of like a deep brownish red and flows out, and it keeps coming. And even you have the urge to put the pot down, but you cannot stop at this current point in time as it overflows the cup and sort of just goes around and falls to the ground. And as it hits the ground, it sort of comes up and appears as a woman. This woman is probably a little slight taller than you, pale, thin, with sharp, angular features. As she appears and she looks, like I said, she's taller than you, and she looks down at you and she's like, "You're new, but welcome."
Are you some sort of a tea nymph?
A tea nymph? Me? No. You must be new here. Oh, the things you will learn. And I can tell you're very new too. And she walks around you, and she sort of looks you up and down as she does a lap around you slowly. And she's like, yeah, we definitely have some work here to get you to be a proper bride.
I thought bride was just something that applied to when you were about to be married.
Oh no, you're his bride for now.
I don't like the way they're speaking to us.
They did just come out of a teapot.
And she's a bit judgy.
None of the tea I've ever made would talk to me this way.
And as you guys are discussing this, the tea woman, the woman with the angular face, she goes around and she starts grabbing you roughly by the shoulders and pulling them back and like poking you in the back to stand up straight. This isn't right. You need to be proper. I don't know why he got someone as proper as you. And he's starting to like adjust you as like, and like making you hold your head up a bit higher and just physically adjusting who you are and how you stand.
Excuse me? Can you not?
No. This is right. This is how it needs to be. For Bluebeard, if he needs a proper wife, and if you go like how you were, you wouldn't be a good proper wife for him, would you? And
I'm not proper enough?
Oh no. Let me help you. And she's gonna keep like adjusting your shoulders, but each time she does it's a little rougher. It feels like it's a little harder, and especially the next time she pushes her fingers into your back, the nails sort of dig in a bit.
This beginning to hurt, sister.
I will actually straight away use my face ability.
Okay, what do we got?
When you caress a horror by inviting it to come closer, mark 1 trauma to take 10 plus instead of rolling.
Nice. Okay, so and what face is that, by the way? Just so
The
we
victim.
listeners.
So how do you caress it then?
I
Yeah,
sort of bend to whatever sort of positioning is being done, almost a little obedient. And I say, well, is this better now?
She pauses, looks at you for a second, lifts your chin up just a little bit higher, but like delicately. That scorn face of hers actually just gives a little bit of a smile. And she's like, that will do. And she gives you like a quick little like soft little pinch of the cheek. It's gentle. And then she glides out of the room into down into the hallway. She takes along the mess of the tea, quote unquote, with her, but the teacup's still full. The teacup's full, however, overflow and stuff on the ground is gone with her.
Going to another teapot, I presume? God, the gall.
I would highly recommend not drinking that, sister.
No, and I would be wary of that tea set as a whole. I'm very turned off by this place setting.
Yeah, I don't think I want to drink another tea nymph. I feel almost that's I don't know, cannibalistic. I mean, our nymph. I don't want to go into discussions of whether nymphs are people for the purposes of cannibalism, but
Also, I've read several books on the matter, and no matter how straight your back is or your posture, people are always going to make criticisms of us. So just ignore anything that bitch says.
Agreed.
Patel just nods.
at this point, the virgin is a little stinging and remembers there might be some topical things that the mother might be able to whip up, so will voluntarily pass the ring to the mother and say, perhaps we should leave and head to the kitchen.
Okay, we can do that. I think we can leave.
Do you want to propose a truth or just escape?
Okay, so to propose a truth. So I have to decide what I think has happened in this room previously.
Mm-hmm. And if you don't think you have all the answers, you can keep exploring.
There's a lot of china, I think, on the walls. That seemed...
Well, do y'all want to keep exploring or do y'all want to leave?
I think I don't know. I feel whatever that was, it's pretty horrific. And if there's more of stuff like that, then maybe we should keep on moving.
It's clear that there has been some sort of like cotillion type lessons going on here that have gone awry and that have not ended well in this room. And I do not want to take part in any of that.
It's weird that how surely it, I don't know, there seems to be some sort of standard that a bride should be from what that creature said. So, but that can't be true. We're not like that. We're not a normal, typical person that Bluebeard would go for. So
That's
it
why
worries.
Bluebeard went for us.
It's true. And to say that we don't have proper posture is just insulting, to say the least.
But then why have this person here to correct us if we are, as we are perfect as we are? I find that very weird.
Well, maybe his tastes have changed, and who knows, maybe the past doesn't agree with that.
Why is the past trying to focus? Literally.
Well, this is a bit uncomfortable to say the least, so I wouldn't mind if we leave, sister.
I think so.
Then I say we leave.
Do you escape or do you want to take a token with you?
So what does taking a token mean?
When you propose the truth, next describe the token that supports your interpretation of what happened here and mark it on the appropriate token track. If it is a token of faithfulness, you are closer to proving that your trust in your husband is well placed to heal one trauma. If it is a token of disloyalty, you're closer to proving that your unkind suspicions about your husband are true. Mark one trauma.
Okay, so I guess I proposed that there was some cotillion training gone awry in there. So, do we think that's faithfulness or just loyalty?
I mean,
I would go with. Go ahead.
No, I hadn't finished my thought.
I am sort of going with maybe faithfulness because it's just proving that because we're the opposite of it and we got married, that it's to buck the trend.
Yeah, it's I feel like it's still faithfulness because it doesn't have anything to do specifically with him, maybe.
Yeah.
But I guess what I think is that it seems bizarre that surely if he didn't want this sort of thing, that he didn't want the brides to follow the same sort of mold, then why have such a creature to correct and to placate?
Well, this room is clearly not been cared for in some time. Maybe he doesn't realize that this person is still here.
Yeah, this mansion is massive. I mean, I'm sure he's such a busy man, he doesn't know everything that's in here. Maybe it's an unwanted vestige of a previous time.
What do you think,
since
Patel?
We're here,
I don't like being controlled that way. I find it very odd, to say the least, that he has a creature as this to put that upon us. From our past courting, he didn't seem the type. And that's what we liked about him. So I'm a bit disturbed.
I agree. But it's kind of up to you, Mother. What do you think?
I think we'll remain faithful. A faithfulness token. And
what does this token look like? And to let you know, objects can shrink and distort, but you cannot collect people as objects.
I'm sorry, what?
Rubbish.
so
it's an object from the room.
It's an object from the room that you find. It can shrink and distort depending on what you do want to use as your token to uphold what you think is faithful. But people are not considered tokens or objects. So.
Okay, fair.
Just in life in general.
Yeah, you know.
That's fair. That's very good. I think I'm going to take a teaspoon.
All right. What does this teaspoon look like?
It is white. It's a white teaspoon with gold trim and a blue, like towards at the handle at the end. It's got like a blue oval.
All right, just mark one on the faithfulness track.
Cool.
You, once taking that spoon, you put it into a pocket because these dresses have pockets. With that, you step out of the room and go back into the hallway. Mother, since you were given control in that room, we'll keep you as the one with the ring. What key do you look for next?
Well, we talked about going to the kitchen, so since I'm a food-based mother, that's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
So I'm gonna.
What do you think the key looks like?
I think it's probably wooden, or it's got a wood inlay. It's got like filigree in it.
All right. So as you move through and you're looking to see where this key goes to, you move into the west wing. You're currently in like the east wing or so. So you move across the house, and you go down a hallway and through the west wing, and you see that behind this dark red curtain reveals a sturdy oak door with a dark and silver handle. You know it's hidden because it's usually a kitchen is where the servants go and where they handle things. So that's why it's a little hidden away behind a curtain. But as you stand there looking at it, the scent of cooling delicacies wafts through the slit at the bottom of the door. The room beckons, you enter, and the door closes behind you. And as you go through the door, you do see it's a little staircase that does lead down. You go down this small, short staircase leading down to the kitchen, which is lined with moldy, dried herbs. The kitchen itself is a broad stone room with an even stone floor. An ancient metal oven is next to the fireplace, which is just barely smoking from a fire stoked hours ago. A cold stew pot suspended from a hook nearby. A rotund man in a poorly fitting white apron and a chef's hat dozes on a chair next to the central table. A cleaver tied to his belt scrapes over the floor, back and forth with every labored breath he takes. He is deeply asleep, drool sliding past his cracked lips. Atop the table, dozens of meat pies are piled upon one another, each decorated with a small pastry heart or flower. They smell like the meat pies the bride's mother made for special occasions. Or maybe even the bride herself, because she is such a cook.
Well, it smells heavenly, but there is some work to be done in this room. I think the mother wants to go investigate the stove.
Okay. So you're going to look at the stew pot on the stove, is that right? Or okay.
Yes.
The stew lies cold in the pot, forgotten for what it seems like days. A heavy ladle is frozen in a thick layer of coagulated fat, resting atop the liquid and obscuring its contents.
I think I want to take stock. I can ask one of these questions.
Okay.
I want to know, what does this place demand of the bride?
As you look around the kitchen, you realize that it demands things should be eaten and fed as given. Yeah, so you're looking at the stew, you see it's congealed, you see there's a ladle in it. Are you wanting to fiddle with things, or?
I realize, okay, so do I realize that that's what's going to happen here, that we can't waste anything in this room?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to have to make do with what's here.
Do we have to?
Yeah.
Well,
But bye.
Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna have to work my cooking magic. We're gonna need some spices, and this stew is just gonna need a lot of work. It's gonna need a lot of work.
Are you gonna pull the ladle, or are you gonna like fiddle it to like mix up the fat, or what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna try to stir that stew.
So as you stir the stew and you pull it up to like try to like remove some of the fat from the top, because that stuff's gross.
Yep.
Pulling the ladle from the fat reveals a thick brown sludge with round bits of meat resting in the chunky liquid. There's a tiny, unmistakably human toe in it.
I'm gonna drop the ladle. That's unexpected.
I don't think that's kosher.
I don't know how to improve on that.
Can I investigate the chef's feet?
Is that investigate a mystery?
I mean, it's now a mysterious object to us.
It is.
He's got shoes on, so like it'll be a little difficult. But
can I like poke to feel if there's a toe missing on the shoe, like just very gently if he's asleep?
Yeah. Well, no, you're not the one in control, though.
Oh, right.
It's a maiden
that's a maiden move.
Yeah. Well, that's investigative. You asked whose item is this? What memory does the item hold?
Oh, yeah. Then I would like to do that.
Okay. What questions are you asking?
Specifically, the dough in the stew.
Whose item is this?
Whose item is this?
What memories does this toe hold?
This one day we were on the beach.
Yeah.
I got athlete's foot.
That was the first question, and the second question is, what about this item is odd and uncanny?
It's in soup.
I mean, it's a toe in soup.
It's not attached to its body.
But as you drop the spoon on the ground, the toe sort of goes within, the spoon clatters, and the toe just sort of rolls over onto the ground, the stone floors, and it's just sitting there, and you're looking at it. As you're looking at the toe, it looks like it's the if you can tell which toes are what off of a human body. It's a pinky toe. It's a shorter,
the smallest one?
Yeah, it's the smallest toe. Yeah, it's the little one at the end. the now bed is real taken care of, and it's just
Perfectly
nicely
manicured.
Great, it's manicured.
it's a manicured toe. So you can tell it's actually from that. Maybe it's a woman's toe.
Where's the rest of her?
If this really is a human toe, and there really is more of the human, I think it's in those pies.
Wait, those pies?
Yep.
But I love pie.
And as you look at the pies, as you mentioned them, there's a giant meat pie with several ones lie on the heavy kitchen table. And as you're looking, something wriggles underneath the crust of the large pie, like fingers attempting to pry open a package. The crust of the large pie finally splits open, disgorging a beating heart among the meaty filling. It beats 3 times, the sound like a fist pounding on the door, and then goes silent. Despite the disturbing sight, it smells utterly delicious.
Oh!
The crust is lightly brown and flaky. The savory sauce has bits of vegetables in it. Surely, a tiny piece wouldn't be missed.
No.
Just have the pastry bit and not the filling?
No. But I'll slap your metaphorical hand down. Don't you do it. No. I think we need to be quiet. I feel the person that's responsible, and I'll again point to the man.
I think we need to go. I think we need to leave, and I'm going to give the ring to the witch.
I would definitely like to propose a truth then.
Okay.
This is weird, right?
I love that. Here's the truth. It's weird.
Yeah, this is odd.
I don't think I'm not into. And all the books I've read, there's nothing about the only people that eat other people are bad people. I don't know what our hubby is thinking, but I'm going to take, as a token of disloyalty, I'm going to take a tiny pie and put it in the other pocket.
Must we carry this? Oh,
is that faithfulness or disloyalty? I'm sorry.
Disloyalty.
Disloyalty. Okay.
Can't really explain this.
Y'all are one
It's
for one.
proof.
Yeah,
We need to question this.
this is definitely.
I
agree.
agree.
Also, you will take 1 trauma, which.
Oh, rubbish. Okay.
And as you, the mother healed 1 trauma from before, but since you didn't have any trauma to heal or get rid of.
That's right. Yeah. Cool.
Cool.
All right. So you take this pie and you quietly step out of the kitchen, leaving the chef there snoring away, drool still, coming from the side of his mouth. That cleaver still scraping ever so slightly against the ground as he breathes in and out. You go upstairs, shut the door behind you, close that curtain over that door, and now you're back in the hallway.
Okay.
Where do you want to go? Or rather, what key are you looking for?
So I would like to look for a key that looks most like a wind-up key for like a clockwork toy.
Mm-hmm.
So probably quite small, with maybe a couple of teeth, or maybe no teeth, but just almost like a music box type thing where you just that kind of teeth. Probably like a dull brass color, and no ornamentation or no imprints on it.
All right. So as you move through the hallway, you go to the south wing because you don't see any doors that sort of match this. You see a door that eventually in the south wing itself, it's a wooden frame that is decorated with dark repetitive patterns arcing over a curved top door. 2 small rings serve as door handles, opening inward, splitting the door into 2.
Oh, perfect.
The room beckons. You enter, and the door closes behind you.
Oh.
The air in the bathhouse is filled with heady scents of perfumed oils, torrid and oppressive. Steam floods over the floor, scrolling arabesque tiles of aquamarine flowers, saffron-maned lions, and burgundy simurgs. A steel drain was forged to appear like lush foliage with flowers and leaves. Soft winds escape the drain, the pipes below exhaling from the heat. The mist plays at the paws of 2 granite lions sleeping at one another, forming an arch over the decadent sofa at the end of the room. A large stone pool in the center of the room is carved with gallant horses fleeing an oncoming flood. A naked, muscular woman plunges her hand into the pool, checking its temperatures, her black pubic hair glistening with the water. She motions to a chair and a table topped with multicolored oil bottles.
Well, this is quite nice. Whew,
This is more like it.
This is very serene and calm and clean.
Yeah. I'll walk over to the table with the bottles.
Okay. Are you stripping down to get ready, or are you just...
I think I would stand there awkwardly and then be like, oh, I see. Okay. And then maybe awkwardly take off things.
Fatale's like, yes, sister. Clothes off.
Yeah.
Right. Sure.
So as you sort of remove the clothes and you're looking at the oils, the woman silently just picks up a loofah and just looks at you and offers a hand to sit down on the edge of the pool.
Okay.
You sit next to the pool of water. As she moves over to you with the loofah. She takes you in her arms and scrubs your body. She's not gentle. Starting with your arm, she rubs you with oils and splashes you with water, then takes a loofah and vigorously scrubs your skin. Amazed, you see layers of dead skin sloughing onto the ground.
Oh.
With each clump of skin falling ground, you see the dirt, the filth you brought into the house. She moves to your belly, legs, and finally washes your hair. Her scrubbing intensifies, and you see strands of your hair falling from the drain, and then clumps. The woman won't stop. I would say take a trauma.
I'm gonna use a ring move. I'm gonna dirty myself with violence and like try and push her away from me, like try and make her go into the water away from me.
Okay, so go ahead and dirty yourself with violence. Is that a roll dice one? Is that right?
Yeah, so I roll plus carnality, which is a 0. Hooray. Oh, okay. On a hit, I inflict trauma and establish and choose one. Okay, but if not, we'll see. Okay, so I got a 7.
All right, so you choose one from that list, but also you choose one from below as well.
Oh, I see. Great. So I want to disable the person that's scrubbing at me and just like stop them from doing that completely, because I don't like being touched like that, especially without consent. And I'm going to say your vulnerability opens you up to a trauma. Okay.
As you stand and push them away and you push them into the water, they fall back into the water and it's a loud splash, and they go under for a minute and then come up and it starts. They sit there just sitting there watching you, and then they don't speak. They're just silent, but they watch you with like a concern, like why did you stop? Like like a confusion in their eyes. And as you stand there looking at them, in that moment, your hand moves and you knock over one of the bottles, and on your freshly scrubbed skin, one of the bottles pours out and it burns almost like a lye. Take another trauma.
I'm gonna get out of the water, get away from the. Does it still burn if I like try and like brush it off myself?
I think once you brush it off, I think you find another bottle and you pour it onto the skin to help like alleviate the pain. But now there's like that massive burn scar on your left hand.
Okay, cool.
Can any one of us use a maiden move? I kind of want to investigate that specific bottle, like the one that burns.
Okay. Go ahead.
I want to... Okay, so my first question is, why did Bluebeard keep this item?
Sometimes perfection needs to burn away the imperfection.
Imperfections. And what memories does this item hold then?
As you're looking at it and the witch is tending to the hand, you see some that spill out onto the tray that's on the silver tray that they're all sitting on. Mm-hmm. And you see the I would say it's like a pinkish orangey sort of like liquid. And it's pretty fluid, it's pretty translucent, and as you see it, you see like images in the stuff itself of swirls of women. One woman is just going to show one memory. It's going to show a memory in particular where this woman, you can see her screaming and upset about the situation, the scenes in the this particular bathhouse itself. You see her being pulled in by servants, and you keep hearing, as you're staring in, the audio starts coming in, and you hear that the servant saying, "You're unclean. How could you? You need to be purified. You need cleanliness." And so you see that she's screaming to resist, saying that she isn't, and she's like, she is pure of heart and pure of body, and they're like, "We don't believe you. We must purify you for him." You can see them taking that bottle and pouring it first across her chest, and you just see it starting to burn, and it comes over and it goes down her breast and like drips down onto the ground. You can just hear, the last bit you hear is just her screaming before it fades away.
I think we need to get out of here.
How was our hand?
And I think, unless anyone stops me or tries to take the ring from me, I'm going to try and escape the room without proposing a truth.
So as you're thinking about a way out, you see the woman, she's not coming towards you, but she's coming towards the tray of bottles. As the woman's getting up and coming towards the bottles, you see her hand going directly straight for the pool of the pink-orange liquid that burned the skin before, and looking to start putting her hand directly into it. So you can leave, but if you do leave, she's going to submerge herself into it.
I'm a coward. I'm gonna run and leave her to it.
Okay. And as you escape the door, you do finally hear the wail of pain as the door shuts behind you. Bluebeard's bride is Fiona as the witch, Miriam as the virgin, Gemma as the fatale, Diana as the mother, and Morgan as the groundskeeper.